like the ending.
That's right, everybody. Stephen King himself, the author of Misery, It, The Shining, Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption, came out and he said that he would be interested in seeing a sort of Through the Eyes of the Killer story with Jason Voorhees, and that he would be interested in possibly writing it. First off, I'll just say this right off the bat. I'm a massive Stephen King fan, and I'm a massive Friday the 13th fan. And I gotta tell ya, I pretty much love this idea. Yes, it's true, I can praise Stephen King all day. However, I am one to notice that all of his movies have certainly not been praiseworthy. I can go on and on with a list, Tommyknockers, The Langoliers, Sleepwalkers. There are just a ton of movies that obviously are not good movies. I can acknowledge that. A lot of his work is certainly out there, it's certainly strange, and it's certainly bizarre, but you have to give him credit where credit is due, and this is all very entertaining, creative, and actually pretty damn scary things to actually think about. Yeah, very not really possible things, but very creative things. Truly, say what you want about Stephen King, but Stephen King he will always be an idol of mine. He's had rough spots, but when the man gets it right, he certainly gets it right. You can't deny him the Shawshank Redemption, the Green Mile. I mean, truly the pros outweigh the cons in my personal opinion. So naturally, when you put one of my favorite authors with one of my favorite horror franchises of all time, I'm gonna get a little excited. I mean, could you imagine a fucking coming-of-age story with Jason Voorhees or something on the lines of that? When it comes to coming-of-age stories, Stephen King is a class act fucking author. It's crazy that this is brought up after Joker just came out. One of the craziest psychotic killers in all of comic book history got an origin story, and the origin story was actually a brilliant movie. Jason, among other slashers, has always been more interesting to me. Have you ever noticed when his mask is taken off, or like when he removes his mask, he's always showing like facial emotions? Like he's a person underneath that mask. He's not like some mindless being like Michael Myers, and no offense to Michael Myers, he's a badass for what he does. But there's always just some sort of humanity behind his face, his facial expressions. I mean, when you really sit back and think about it, regardless of his killings and his acts that are obviously insane, his story is pretty tragic. That's a pretty fucking sad-ass story, to be frankly blunt.
Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those two others were killed?
Hell, Pamela's actions are insane, yet you almost understand it. Could you imagine if your only son drowned because a couple of counselors thought it would be fun to have sex? And then right after that, his own mother was decapitated in front of his eyes. Yeah, he was right there, right fucking there. Now, obviously it's a movie and I don't support killing, but for fuck's sakes, this guy's life was fucked.
For mother.
Hell, we don't even need an origin story. It's just an interesting concept and an interesting writer to bring this up and want to do it. I personally dig it, I really do. Now, obviously, I'm not going to not acknowledge the fact that this still could be a flop. It could be still a bad movie, a bad script, a bad book. And maybe I'm just grasping at something because I'm really just wanting to see another Friday the 13th movie. But with a franchise that has mechanized Jason, Carrie, a psychic, it's not, anything's possible. So hey guys, please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this personal subject, on whether or not you feel like Stephen King should give it a shot, if the rights are obviously dealt with by now. I mean, I know they're still in court and shit, but if the rights are done, would you still want to see this? And guys, make sure you guys go over and check out Michael Border playing Outlast, because he won't do another one unless there's a lot of support for that first one, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Take care.